Okay.
She is actually in the 186th District Court. So if you go there, she'll be able to tell you what the last exhibit number is. Yes, because I don't think we entered anything. Well, 100 may be too far. I don't think we entered anything into evidence alphabetically, did we?
Do we do letters then?
Yes. And then you know what? Let's do it this way. Enter it as P1 because P stands for punishment. And so you can do defenses P1. We'll label it that way. You're welcome. All right, who is here on Guillaume?
For guidance.
All right, so he's yes. Come down. Hello. So what is the issue?
The issue is that we have worked out a bargain, let it go. This was referred to the PD's office, January. Nothing is, no letters been produced. And, as far as I can tell, it was referred, I think, to the MAC, because the lady that was doing it has left the office.
Okay.
So we got referred, and I've been calling the MAC today to see what the status is. Haven't been able to get through to anybody. So he is aware that he's going to be deported. He's spoken to someone who explained everything to him. I think it was probably the lawyer, but it was going to. And I don't know if the court wants to.
Who did you speak to?
It was the immigration lady there, and then somebody else, and his name was Andres. And then they told me that my rights, that I'm not gonna get deported for Mexico. I said, yes, I understand my rights, and I'm not gonna get deported. And they were just telling me how they watch the border, you know, like I'm like, yeah, I'm from Mexico, and I'm just trying to get this everywhere and send me, if y'all can send me back. And they're like, we're just waiting for the courtroom, you know, to decide what you're gonna do with you, and we wanna take you back. So I think they would keep, at least I'm gonna keep as soon as possible, they will pick me up and send me back to Mexico again.
All right, so you understand that you're going to be deported? Okay. All right, you all can proceed. He's already talked to an immigration attorney.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, if you'll have a seat, they'll. All right, who's here on Linda Flores? Are you on Linda Flores? All right. Court is calling 2024 CR 0492, State of Texas versus Linda Flores. That party is announced for the record for the state. Defense.
Brian Kimbrough from Flores.
And are you Linda Flores? Counsel, have you received all the discovery and did you review it with your client?
Yes.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Flores, I'm going to show you what's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Oops. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Flores, I'm going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with possession of a controlled substance penalty group 1 gram to 4 grams? That's a third-degree felony.
Yes, ma'am.
Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine.
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea with the state, court does not have to follow that plea. If the court does not follow that plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty, sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, sir.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
I do.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do, Your Honor.
Ms. Flores, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, there's a $500 fine probated. State recommends deferred adjudication, and there's a request for a drug court evaluation. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense?
Yes.
State.
It is, Your Honor.
Showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the agreement. State is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 3 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 120 hours of community service restitution, and no contact with Gilbert Vega. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead?
No contest.
State, any evidence?
Yes, Your Honor. No objection.
All right, you may continue to confer. Showing you the waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations document. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same.
Yes, ma'am.
After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Would like to, Your Honor, yes.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
I would like the court to follow the plea bargain. I believe this is a first felony. I've had a long talk with her. I believe she can complete her probation successfully.
All right. How old are you?
I'm 36.
Do you have any children?
Yes, I have one son. He's 14.
And where is your son?
He's with my mom right now.
All right. Was Child Protective Services involved?
No, ma'am.
All right. And if you're released, where are you planning on staying?
With my mom.
Does your mother want you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you pick up the phone and ask her, or are you just assuming?
No, I live with her.
No. Here's the thing. My question is, did you pick up a phone and ask her if you could continue to live with her?
Not recently, no.
Okay.
To be honest with you.
Because here's the thing, the 14-year-old is underage. Your counsel does CPS. They'll tell you it's not a good
Your Honor.
deal for you to be there.
If
Yes.
you give me an opportunity to show you that I can complete these probation with the drug monitoring, I can complete it. I'm very driven and ambitious to show you that I could be successful at what I'm trying to.
When did you start using?
It's been like since last year, since I
Why were you using?
depression, mental abuse.
Why were you not with your mom?
I was with my mom, but around that time I was in the streets when I had got caught. So I just recently moved back with my mom.
All right, what's your mom's name?
Brenda Herrera.
All right, when's the last time you had employment?
It's been so long. I'm on disability, on SSI,
For what?
bipolar manic depression.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. Court is going to sentence you to 4 years deferred adjudication. There's a $500 fine that will be probated. There's to be a TAP evaluation in custody. There's to be a referral to felony drug court in custody. And if she's not accepted into felony drug court, then I'm gonna want her brought back to court and we'll see what the TAP evaluation says. There's to be no contact with Gilbert Vega. Who is Gilbert Vega to you?
He was my ex-boyfriend at that time. I don't have no contact with him at all since that last prior time that we had got arrested together.
There's to be proof of employment or SSI
Yes, ma'am.
within 45 days.
Yes, ma'am.
There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. You are not allowed to reside with, I'm sorry, with Brenda Herrera. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. There's to be 120 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to require parenting classes. Once she completes that, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be the UA hotline with testing every 2 weeks. Field visits 1 time per month until further notice. Probation, is there anything else? Is there anything else you need from the court?
I have a question, Your Honor.
Yes.
I've had contact with some of her family. I can't speak to whether I talked specifically with the mother. I may not have, I may have, I'm not sure. But if her mother wants her and is okay with her living at home and wants to approach the court or contact the court on that basis, will the court entertain modifying that order?
After she's completed somebody's inpatient treatment or completed time with felony drug court. And then if you're in felony drug court will make that decision. But here's the thing, the reason why I'm saying no contact or you're not allowed to reside there is because you have a 14-year-old there. And if your son is 14, which you're telling me is, and I believe that, that means that you were with this Gilbert Vega person while your son was on the planet. And instead of being at home doing what you were supposed to be doing, you were out using drugs with somebody else. That's not good. And then what I find ends up happening is that people will then go back to their mom's home and then act like they're in charge of a child that they haven't been raising. So yeah, no. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it? All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Where you are now,
Am I?
you're just doing improvements, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Nobody is perfect. Everybody, me included,
I'm trying to get it.
are
together.
trying to get their lives together and do improvements. So just know that where you are now, hopefully this is not where you're going to end up. You're going to improve your life. You're going to get clean and sober. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Is there anything else?
Thank you.
All right. Who is here on? Oh, you need me?
Just for.
Okay, sure.